Yes. So Devolver Digital Showcase. Do I've already talked about it on Patreon, which you can join for $1. You want to talk about it? Did you watch the whole thing?
I did. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. Did you really order a shirt, a Volby shirt?
Yes.
Did you get the yellow one?
Yes.
I knew you would.
Yeah. I really liked the other shirt too, but I went with the yellow one. So yeah, talk about it. I'll let you take the whole thing.
Well, there's nothing that I don't even want to. I want people to watch it. To be honest, it was so entertaining and fun, and it was like, it really, it said a lot about the company to me because like I knew the only thing I knew about them is that they publish games that each one is like so unique and fun and interesting, and like I mean every one that I've played, and I've only played a handful of them, have been like knocked out of the park, just and also different and also interesting. And so like I already had in my head like, oh, these are interesting people to like back these games and want to publish these interesting games. But then you see like how much effort they put into this, and it wasn't like some cheese ball dork like thing, a Dorcas Malorcas thing with bow ties or anything. No bow ties. It wasn't even like that. It was like legit funny. It was like funnier than like an SNL short would have been.
Their presentations are all legit funny. It's not like, oh, this is funny for a game thing. Whoever's writing these things, they are legit funny. They always make me laugh. So this year's presentation took on the theme of Volvi. Volvi was supposedly, they presented Volvi as an old school game mascot character who was extremely popular, but then lost popularity because they were like trying to transition to an older audience and they ruined the character, and then it just whatever. So they have like a little mini documentary about Volvi and the start of Volvi and the different games, and they had the creator of Volvi talking about it and all the fake games that Volvi.
I forget what his name was, but it was hilarious. His first name was like Ronathan was his first name. It was so funny.
I forget his last name, but yeah, it was Ronathan. So it gives a whole history of Volvi, his rise to stardom and fall from grace. And then it was like an E3 presentation, basically, where they were bringing back Volvi, and they brought back Volvi as Volve-E, and it was like
dangerously close to vulva.
It was like a AI robot that looked barely like the character, and you would feed it game ideas and it would make a game for you. And that's how they showcase the games that Devolver Digital is actually releasing, because the woman on stage is like, this game has blissful, give me a game that has this, that, blah, 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 the other thing. And then Volvi would spit out the trailer for the game that they're actually releasing. And then, as I said, all Devolver Digital presentations start off somewhat fun and lighthearted and silly, and then they go insane and things go crazy, and that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, it got pretty scary. It got pretty scary at the end.
So it was great. I love all their presentations. You really should watch it. It's like 22 minutes. This one's my favorite one. They did such a good job, and like you said, they put a lot of work into it, because the little documentary was great. It was filmed just how it should be. It was shot well. The amount of like fake merch and images and all the stuff that they went into making it look like Volvi was a real character was unbelievable. They did such a good job. And then they do the fake E3 part, and there's like, I don't know, 100 people in the crowd, and they're all holding like Volvi plushes and wearing Volvi shirts, and like, it's so good. And then at the end of the presentation, they revealed that they had Volvi merch on the Devolver Digital store, and they were selling Volvi shirts. And I got one right away, because I was like, when I was watching the presentation, I was like, I want a Volvi shirt. Where I was like, they made all these things just for this show, and they're not going to, like, I wish you could get it some way. And during the presentation, I went to their shop before they announced it, and I was like, oh my God, they have it. They have Volvi shirts and a plush, and like a signed, or like a poster, and
they've got Volvi Pogs.
Yeah, they have Volvi Pogs. Yeah. So,
and
Devolver Digital killed it.
The t-shirts were like $75, and then crossed out and like $30 discount, and you're like, that's not what the price was.
It was great. It doesn't ship until August, unfortunately, but my shirt is coming. I'm so excited for that. But even in the lead up to this presentation, they had other game developers on Twitter sharing their memories of their favorite Volvi games. Like they had
Oh,
Suda
that's
51, and Suda 51
really-
is like, man, I loved Volvi back in the day. One of
That's
my
so
favorite
cool.
characters.
See, I love that. That's
Yeah.
so cool. That's so fun. You know, it's like
They
and
had
that-
like Sony's Yoshida over at Sony. I forget what his title is now, but the PlayStation guy. He's like, I forget what he said about Volvi, but he's wearing a Volvi shirt and like taking a picture and like giving a thumbs
that's
up. I was like,
great.
this is so good, so good.
that
Hi,
is great.
Piper. So yeah, they killed it. Their presentations are phenomenal. Each year, I'm like, this is the year where it's not going to be as good as the last one because they have so many unique, interesting, funny, weird ideas, and they kill it every year. Like, you should go back and watch some of their other ones because they're great. They have one that's like, I don't even want to ruin it, but all their presentations are great.
Yeah, I'll go back.
This
and
one is my favorite one.
take a
Killed
look.
it. They killed it. And their games look awesome too. That game that they're doing about the guy that lives in his parents' basement.
Yeah, what is up with that?
So good.
I was watching that and I was like, I'll watch RMC play this and laugh, but like this is not for me. But like I know RMC is gonna love this trailer.
You're right. So, Mom Brain, you remember that game, Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It?
Oh yeah.
The guy that's in the
Yeah.
pot with the sledgehammer. That guy and somebody else are making a new game. I don't remember what the name of it is. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
But it's about a guy who lives in his parents' basement, and you can hear his parents like yelling about him. It's something with baby in the title, but it's about him basically like being a man baby. Maybe that's what it's called. And it's about him like walking through life and fumbling his way through life to figure out what it means to be like an adult and a man and a person and all this stuff.
Not a man.
So
baby.
you play. So it's made by that Bennett Foddy guy. So the controls are incredibly awkward, and you're just a guy stumbling around through things.
Nice.
It reminded me of that. If you've ever seen that side-scrolling like long jump game or like a running game,
You've played Quap or the horse one. Remember that one?
Yes.
That's what it's like. Yeah, except it's a 3D guy.
baby
Wow.
steps.
Baby steps.
I
It's got.
Stillbird,
You got to
thank
watch
you.
the trailer. Thank you, I Stillbird. It looks so great. Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It was a fantastic game. Certainly not for everybody. And this is the continuation of that kind of game. And I love the whole idea behind it. And just watching the adult man like stumble around like a child. So good. But yeah, all their trailers look great. That wizard with a gun one looked pretty cool.
It looked really cool.
And that song was really good in the trailer too. I was surprised, and I was like, "That's a cool idea. I haven't seen that? Just like a wizard that has a gun that he makes different crystals for that shoot different kind of spells out of it." I was like, "That's an awesome idea." What else did they show?
Yeah, it's funny that I can't think of any.
They didn't show too many games.
There were a few. And
they
all looked
showed
pretty
Human
interesting.
Fall Flat 2, and Human Fall Flat has been an astronomical success for them, like over 10 million copies sold or something. Human Fall Flat is a blast. It's you haven't played it, right? It's a physics platformer in 3D, but you like can grab onto things and hold on to them. So it's just about the levels are built all around physics, and you have to get your way to the end of the level. But it's funny because of the realistic physics, and working together and playing it co-op makes it a million times better. It's a lot of fun. I've played it a lot on PC and Switch. It's awesome. So seeing a sequel to that was really cool. And I think I'm forgetting one more. But yeah, great presentation. Great presentation.
And it's just such a breath of fresh air. And like, I'm only bringing Nintendo up because I can't think of another example, but they're all like this. So I'm not calling Nintendo out, but it's just such a breath of fresh air from like coming soon this summer to Nintendo Switch Online. How about a little, like to farm? Well, how about a farming tractor game? And it's like, all right, like it's so fake. That's and like gross and like, ugh. And then this is just so refreshingly hilarious and goofy and tongue in cheek, but it's still not only is it entertaining to watch, but then like there's an entertaining way that they show you the trailers that they're actually putting out.
Yeah.
So it was great.
And that's the thing. Like companies could try that and it could suck. Like whoever they have doing these things, they hit the mark.
Yeah.
Like they know what they're doing. They got a team that really is funny and it comes up with great ideas. Like it's not an easy thing to do because you could have that idea to do something funny or that idea to present games in a certain way, and it could come across horribly. Just whoever they have doing it, whatever team, deserves a serious amount of praise because they kill it. And you're right. You're exactly right. It is so nice. There's nothing wrong with all those other presentations, but they're all very one note. Here's the trailer, blah, blah, blah. Here's the trailer, blah, blah, blah. it's nice to have something to break up the monotony of it, and it helps me to remember their stuff more too. Like I'm like, I'll remember Devolver Digital. I'm excited for what they're putting out. So
it just makes you, yeah, like you said, you think about the people behind it. Then they don't
Yeah.
seem like robots or anything. I mean, I watched that Apple presentation, and each person that came out, you were just looking for some sort of life behind their eyes, and it was gone. Like
yeah,
they're all just coming out, and they're in a sterile environment, and they speak on the script, and you're just like, all right, like I'm sure you're very smart and talented, but like I'm bored to tears here, and I should be
Yep.
excited.
I think it's great when developers get out in front of people to talk, because it's nice to see the developers' faces. But they're not meant for back and forth conversations, because it's awkward. Like it just gets awkward. You're on stage and there's awkward conversations and things don't flow. Devolver pays actors to promote these games, and the actors are great. That lady who was the presenter on stage, I forget. She at one point somebody says something to her and she laughs uncomfortably and like looks around for a second, and I was like, her timing on that was so good. She did such a good job. But yeah, Ronathan was amazing. Just everybody in it was great. The guy that they had that was the
A
host
name
of
like
that,
Ronathan is.
that was supposed to be like the traditional E3 host at the show, and he did the awkwardness and all that.
I recognize
Perfect,
him. I think he's well, they're all actors, like you said. And I think I just recognize him.
Man, it was good. Watch it. There's a reason we're gushing about it so much. We've probably gushed as long as the presentation was, but it's worth your time. Check it out.